Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this Ecodesign conference. I'm happy that we have so many people registered and so many people also attending, which is not always the same thing, so this is really great. I'm Nils Borg, I'm the Executive Director of eceee, and I'm really proud to be doing this together with Lund University and with support from the Swedish Energy Agency. eceee, we have normally been very, or I should say traditionally been very active in eco-design, but we haven't had so much resources to actively engage in the various product lots, and therefore is really happy that we can find another role where we can be the platform for a really interesting information exchange and discussions and so on these very, very important topics. We were all very happy to see that so many registered, because this is a proof, I would say, that eco-design matters to very many people. This is really good. Eco-design matters as a policy instrument. You may know that eceee was given an award in the autumn for being from a Swedish award, but being the opinion maker of the year and or the opinion leader of the year from a Swedish foundation for actually more focus on energy efficient building. But I think what they said, I was a bit surprised because we are not really very active on social media and things like that, but they very carefully motivated this by our ambition to actually keep facts in the center of the debate and not opinions and views and this very fast moving believing and thinking, just opinion. And I mean that real opinion is based on facts. And that's why I think why we were really proud that they saw that thing, and also why I think it's good to have you all here, because this is what we are going to do today.
What I'm going to say now is really my personal reflections and maybe frustration also over the years. I'm working at the Swedish Energy Agency. I'm part of the Swedish government. I'm going down to Brussels and trying to negotiate, part of the team doing the negotiations, not only on lighting. But, well, this is actually from a discussion back home, what we should do and where policy actually matters. So you have to bear with me with some childish pictures. But for a long, long time, we have been around for quite some time and survived so far. And we have been able to spend and use our resources quite good in the building sector and the transport sector and industrial sector over the years. And we have been successful most of the time. Sometimes we lose control, and then it's not that good. So you know this example, of course. And it's still important, of course, and even more so today. More people, more advanced society, but I think we somehow lost the grip, the natural grip or a sense of how we do spend our resources. But so in EU and other regions, I mean, we try to address this, of course. And so I just remind you all about this. Okay, second mic. Hi. So I think it's good to have this and to remind ourselves we do have ambitions that we can fall back on and really do something. So if we then jump to focusing on climate and energy, at least this is my personal view. You can debate me, of course. But one thing is that time is running out quicker than I would expect. I was hoping I was going to retire eventually and sort of feeling satisfied. I'm not sure I will do that anymore. Then I think in the debate and the policy making and so on, it's kind of an unclear focus. Either you speak only about solar cells, it will solve all the things, or it will be energy efficiency, or it will be an AI coming in and solve everything. That is actually debated seriously, which I think is really overkill. So I think also then finally it's really based on we don't really understand it at a deeper level, and that is a fundamental problem. And even, I mean, it's very difficult, of course. So one thing we discussed back at home as a starting point, and maybe we should focus a bit more. We have limited time because we have a limited CO2 budget if we then focus on the climate change. There are other problems, of course. We all know that. Limits, planet boundaries, etc. But if we focus on this, so we have like roughly 800 gigatons to go. And then if you do the time estimate, what does it mean then? Well, we are 7 billion people on the Earth right now. It can increase, but if you take that specific number and just do the division, we We have 110 ton per capita to spend. That's our budget. You get $100, no more. No bank to borrow from. And I'm coming from Sweden, and we take pride. We are so good in Sweden, we think. But actually, we consume very much if you do include the impact of consumption as well. We buy stuff from other countries. So we do emit 11 ton per capita. And in the debate, that is not so clear, because we have a lot of hydro, etc., nuclear power. So it's kind of hidden, that fact. It came like 5 years ago, and was some stir in the debate then, but now we've forgotten it again. So if everyone was like a Swede, we only had like 10 years to go. That's 2027, not even 2030. So it's quite near in time. So time is running out quickly. Then when we check the balance between energy efficiency and renewables, okay, now this is the figures from 2014. I haven't checked. I should have done that, coming back to the facts. But here it's increasing all the time, the total power supply. And then if you check the mix here, I mean, we do discuss solar and wind as part of the solution, and that is part of, I don't know if you can see, it's called other. It's a very tiny slice. It's like 1%. So actually substitute everything else to, there are some biofuels as well, I should be fair here. But to take all this, which is the fossil, and just do the switch like this, that is a challenge, and I don't think that is reasonable at all. So in order to discuss this, what I at least lack when we discuss this, and this is now the Swedish case, we have a lot of nuclear power that will go away. At the same time, we have a goal to get away from fossil fuels. So what do? Well, we have to introduce a lot of solar and wind. That's what we're discussing. So in a business as usual scenario, including the current energy efficiency plans, well, it will go down here, and then you have to introduce like 100 terawatt hours of wind and power, wind and solar. However, if you do increase the energy saving per year through more energy efficiency policies, we don't need to put in so much solar and wind, only like 40 terawatt hours. So I would like to see more of this discussion. What is the balance between energy efficiency and renewables? How do we align policies? Because we either discuss renewables or energy efficiency, I think. And then I think we don't get it at all. I mean, me personally as well. 10 years, I mean, somehow it's always been later, but now it's actually not so late. So this is actually a quote, apart from the spelling mistake. This is part of comments. I wouldn't hang out. I hope they're not here in the audience. But you see comments like, yes, sustainability is very important, very crucial, blah, blah, blah. However, what you are proposing here in the Commission cannot be done. We need at least 10 years to adapt. So it would be nice if the requirements come into force 2030. And for me, this is a sign they don't understand anything. They don't understand that we have very limited time. They don't understand their role in this, that we all have to engage. And actually, why do we even need policy? If we really understood it, it could come by itself, I think, more or less. So today's conference, we know that eco-design and labeling and other policies are successful, and that is good. But I really think we should need to speed up everything. So that is your task today, to propose how we can speed it up. And then also, so faster energy efficiency, improvement rates, better alignment with renewables policies, resource efficiency, of course, and then finally, the understanding. Because I think we have all these meetings. Today is one meeting. Yesterday we were like, I don't remember, 3 or 4 other meetings. On Friday there were a lot of meetings. The meetings are very important, because through dialogue and then later on process, meaning regulatory processes, then we also understand what it's about, and then we can actually do something. We can do it anyway. We don't need the policy really. We understand what I have to do. You can debate me on this. This is my personal view. So I hope we, by that, will come up with a lot of nice ideas today, and then I can go to retirement in 10 years' time.
Thank you, Peter. Great to see everyone. My name is Carl. I'm an associate professor at Lund University in Sweden, and I will share today's sessions, and our institute is also one of the initiators of this workshop. And one main reason is if we look at the Ecodesign Directive and MEPS as a policy, they seem to be doing very well. And at the entrance here, you see both a report from the US and from the School of Economics in London showing that they could, or the reports imply that they entail win-win, better, more qualitative products, savings for consumers, etc., and innovation. And that also means that maybe it's time to speed up a little bit. But that also means we need to debate a few things that will be discussed both today and tomorrow. So for tomorrow, for instance, the revision process for updating Ecodesign is discussed. Today we will discuss things like the least life cycle cost standard. Is that always the best methodological basis for updating standards? And we will discuss other stuff, such as we have ECOS discussing the use of harmonization and standards and monitoring. We will have discussions in the afternoon on MEPS as a carbon or a climate policy. Maybe they are easier to use than other carbon pricing policies, for instance. So hopefully we'll have some new stuff and interesting stuff coming up today.